So what was boycott like before internet? We had to rely also, of course, as we do now, on other people's information. But investigation was done, and people used to publish books and articles and newspaper articles investigating these big companies. There used to be this small gray paperback book. I'm not sure if anybody who sees this video is familiar with it, but there was a little gray book, and my parents were very concerned with whatever money we had, where we were spending it, and to really guard our wealth. So the one thing I do remember about McDonald's, years and years ago, is that one of the checks against them was that they absolutely refused to support and sponsor the Special Olympics. So even before that, from news articles and investigative reports, Nestle was a big one where they were promoting their formula to women who were living in Central and North Africa, as opposed to encouraging them to leave breastfeeding and having their formula given to the children instead. And the children were getting very sick and dying from malnutrition. From that, they didn't care about that. And most recently, Nestle is taking water from different areas in Canada and the United States, literally just taking water and bottling it up and selling it without giving anybody any rights or caring even for the environment and for the people in those places. So these kinds of things, familiar with this kind of work and this attitude. And so now when I see people say, "Oh, I'm not going to buy from Starbucks," I mean, I haven't ever bought anything from Starbucks. I haven't consumed anything knowingly from Starbucks my entire life, because years ago I understood, the logo is literally, the mother of Isn't Rail, and that they used to get like awards for supporting, for the financial contributions to that area. So, Wix websites, for example. I mean, this is after internet too, but before this recent wave of boycotting, Wix website, I didn't know. I had several of my websites on there, my client websites on there, and then when I looked into my billing and I looked at an invoice, I realized the mailing address is actually in Israel. So took all my websites off of there, established them elsewhere, and then now, of course, with Amazon, it's a big struggle for me, because that's the place where I've self-published some of my children's books, and so I'm still working on my books, but I'm working on making sure that people can purchase them elsewhere or possibly directly from me, so that I could print them and get them sent to my house, from another place. So that is to say that boycotting is a lifelong choice that you make, to take control of your wealth and to do what you can to ensure that when you spend, or if you spend, then you are being responsible, and then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees that you are more grateful for what you have and what you've been given. So, leaving off Amazon, avoiding buying things from Walmart, any of those choices that you make, any of them that you can make, try to make them and say that that's something I'm going to do now, for the rest of my life. It's not a short-term solution. This is something that needs to be consistent and ongoing. So, from ancient times before internet and all the way up to now, let's stay strong and do as much as we possibly can. We can avoid purchasing altogether, or we can find alternatives. Always support small businesses. Always support small Muslim businesses. Any of the creators on here that are selling things, any of the creators that are writing books or producing media that are showing the voice of the oppressed, we have to support them as much as we can, and we avoid supporting those people who are oppressing our brothers and sisters.